New season. I haven't posted anything yet for this season. I've only posted teams and practice battles. So what team should we start this season with out of the 5 teams I showed? Charizard Goodra. So let's look at the team A. I did fix the Poke Paste. If you saw my last video where I shared 5 teams, the original team that I shared with this, the Charizard wasn't battle ready, so I had to fix it, repost it. I put Charcoal on Torkoal instead of Wise Glasses because it's a better boost on the fire attacks, which are its real attacking moves. And this team is pretty interesting, you know. At face value, it doesn't look like there's a lot of offensive power. Rillaboom being the person who's under my face with the Assault Vest. I don't run Fake Out Rillaboom. I like Brick Break, Grassy Glide, U-Turn, and Knockoff, just in case you really do want to Dynamax the boy. But this team is pretty dual mode. As I said in my last video, a lot of the time you're going to lead Charizard or Goodra plus something. You might a lot of the time lead Charizard and Torkoal just to instantly set up that sun and start blaring some Life Orb plus Modest plus Sun Power moves. Set up the Gmax Wildfire, which the chip damage is very important. But sometimes, like if your opponent has a Fake Out user, or like Grimmsnarl especially, let's see who else, Incin. If they have Incin or Grimmsnarl, you might want to lead Raichu. If they have Regieleki, you might want to lead Raichu because then they really only have one option, which is they can Electro Web, and you can fake them out turn 1, and you can take them out with Charlie Lizard, who does whoppers of damage. I also like Charizard to have Solar Beam, which benefits in the drought, but also when you use Dynamax Overgrowth on a water Pokemon or a rock Pokemon, which are Charizard's prime weaknesses, they get bipped, for lack of a better word, you know. So you definitely want those max overgrowths, and Rillaboom is always there too, just to kind of help out. But, you know, maybe there could be a better option than Rillaboom, let's be honest. I think Rillaboom just tricks people into thinking that it's Sap Sipper Goodra, when we're really just going to straight go for all special attack weakness policy boy with the Sludge Bomb and the Flamethrower to set up the sun for late game Charizard in the back after you Dynamax. And, you know, yeah, this team definitely can feel like there's not always that much to... It's not always that strong against every team. But, you know, you do lead Charizard Torkoal a lot, or Charizard Raichu. And if not, you might lead Goodra Comfey for the self-proccing weakness policy. And you could even try to set up Trick Room. I do have speed investment in my Goodra, and I do have the gooey nature or ability. So setting up Trick Room is really better for if you're going to try to sweep with like Torkoal and Rillaboom, since Rillaboom is pretty slow himself, and then Torkoal's the boy. So, you know, I mean, you'd probably, if you're going to run Trick Room, lead these 4, like, or I mean, you know, bring Rillaboom, Comfey, Torkoal, and Goodra. But, you know, there's things that can be done. I guess that doesn't cover the move spreads that much, but I think the move spreads just kind of make sense, right? Sludge Bomb on Goodra. So this team is a Hatterini team, right? They could copycat theirself, like Dynamax Trick Room copycat. They have Glastrier, so I'm definitely not leading Goodra here. Definitely leading Charizard. And I probably could have even led, like, Raichu Charizard if I wanted to. I think Raichu is faster than Lifeguard in terms of being a fake-out user. But we're going to go for that double Life Orb damage, 1.3 times 1.3. Not that it really matters. So I could protect Torkoal here. I mean, it's not like Fake Out's gonna do that much. Like, why not just go for it? If they Dynamaxed Hatterini, that could suck. Turn 1, but then G-Max Wildfire does big damage. And they probably want to conserve their Dynamax. Right. Sash. Yep. Sash boys. Stronk boys. But the chip damage. Well, we know who has the Sash, though, too. And so no one else has a Sash. And they didn't go for the copycat Trick Room, which is important. They bring out Aromatisse. It's like, okay, let's put 2 people on the field who do literally nothing. Okay. That could suck. Oof. Okay. So let's see what they have in the back. Last year? Snorlax. They have a Snorlax. Why? So, I mean, what can they really do? They pretty much just have to Dynamax Snorlax. Unless they're really going to bank on me getting paralyzed this turn. Which is pretty much their only out, if we're being honest. Because they belly drum. So if I get paralyzed, this game could actually just be straight over. And Dynamax Snorlax like sweeps my team. Snorlax, not Snorlax. It's a Snorlax from Dimension Snorlax. No paralysis, no Dynamax. That was an easy game 1. We bipped him. It was a bip. Ooh, okay. Now this team is actually like a team that semi-shows that my team has holes. Because I don't actually have a good lead here. I just have to hope that my lead is better than their lead. So I'm actually going to go for Comfy Goodra. I do have the speed investment, but I bet you they have Rain Dance Sableye. I like that card. Nice card, my guy. We are going to use Goodra, though. Dual modes, not just one mode. Blastoise. Well, it's not Kingdra. So I figured they were going to use Shell Smash. And it's pretty obvious that they're going to taunt. But, I mean, if they don't taunt, that'd be cool, I guess. If they did use Shell Smash. So I'm going to protect and Trick Room. Okay. Okay. Didn't exactly see that one coming. Okay. Okay. But I did protect. Goodra's a tank. We take like no damage through the protect. They set off the weakness policy. Okay. Who's faster though? Because my Goodra does have like 223 speed, which is a little bit faster than a lot of things that have no investment. We get rid of the Sableye. I know we're avoiding the Blastoise that has Max Hailstorm. But Goodra is good. They wasted their one more turn of Sableye. I probably could have gone for Max Poison, honestly. It did nothing. I am taunted. So because of the taunt, I can't Floral Healing. What I can do is destroy their Rillaboom though. Well, I guess I'm just gonna... so here's the way that I think about things sometimes. Is, who do I need to take out to pay attention to who my back person can handle? Like, so my back people can handle Blastoise. I have Rillaboom, you know? So my Rillaboom can handle Blastoise. Maybe not full health Blastoise, I might need to chip away at it a little bit. But that is something that's important in Pokemon, is to think about taking out the people who are threatening to your back person, and then leaving the person alive who your back person can easily get rid of. I'm going to get this little bit of chip on Blastoise. We lower Rillaboom's attack, you know, which is nice. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't double target Comfey. They do. They knew that I was taunted for one more turn probably, so they felt like they actually had to double target Comfey. We Dynamax after them, which is important. And we have Rillaboom and Charizard in the back. So we got this. We got this. It's their last Dynamax turn. This is my last Dynamax turn. So we're going to Max Flare Rillaboom. Grassy Glide Blastoise. +2 Goodra. The fastest thing on the field except for priority Rillaboom, which they don't protect. +2 Goodra. Okay. So it's 3 of my Pokemon versus 1 of theirs. What do they got? They got that. Sorry, I have something in between one of my teeth from what I ate earlier. I'm just gonna have to deal with it after and stop worrying about it. I thought about protecting. I do have the speed investment, so, and I'm also not that worried about it. Like, Grassy Glide is gonna do over half Kingdra's health, so no matter what, they can't really do anything. We just knock off. Goodra's faster than Kingdra. Chalk 1 up for the boys. Chalk 2 up for the boys. It's 2 in a row. Can we get 3 in a row? They did have Protect on Goodra, and they also had Will-O-Wisp. Kingdra. Kingdra Sableye was the most threatening lead to me on their team by far. It pretty much covered everything I have. Except that Goodra is straight Stronk and could have probably survived 1 Max Whirlwind from Kingdra, got a weakness policy boost, and then one-shot their Kingdra. So that's why I led Goodra. Ooh, okay. Arcanine, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, Feeny, Glastrier, and Spectrier. Someone was using a Glastrier and Spectrier team recently. I think it was That's a +1. So I originally was gonna lead Raichu Charizard, which was the 100% right thing to do because they have Grimmsnarl. But instead, I was like, maybe I'll lead just this straight up Torkoal Charizard. They lead Arcanine, that's not good for me. Okay. So instantly, I made the wrong lead, which can actually be pretty important in Pokemon. So if I led Raichu Charizard, I would fake out Grimmsnarl and Gmax Wildfire Grimmsnarl. Trick Grimmsnarl has been picking back up, using things like Eject Button and Lagging Tail and Lax Incense and all this weird stuff. Or whatever the incense is, the one that makes you bloated. I could have protected that turn and switched out Torkoal for Raichu. They give me the Lagging Tail, which is bad. Very, very bad. We actually don't even one-shot. So we would have needed to G-Max Wildfire there if we were going to take it out that turn with Raichu. Actually, Fake Out Raichu can do about that much. But they did use Snarl, which is a really good tech for them. And now I'm slow. Now I'm slow. And I have -1 special attack. Yep, Snarl again. Makes sense, makes sense. Eruption does fat damage, but it does set off their weakness policy. They max Quake, yep. Smart. And I actually don't have anybody in the back who's good against Glastrier, which is unfortunate. If I had Comfy in the back, it would be slightly different, but I don't know how much different it would be. So I do have Raichu. So I could have technically set myself up better than this. And I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna Charm Glastrier, which they hopefully won't expect. Even though they're at +3 right now, so it's only gonna bring them down to +1. That did quite a lot. Going to Raichu. They just straight counter-stronged me, right? I was like, please tell me that's a crit. No. You just strong. Raichu Charizard was 1,000,000,000% the right lead. And the route of action would have been Fake Out Grimmsnarl, Max Wildfire, turn 2, Nuzzle, Arcanine, and then Max Wildfire the Glastrier, I suppose. So, you know, it's a learning experience. I would have liked to get 3 wins in a row, because that would be like a quick bump up the way to Master Ball tier in rank 10. So it's just going to take a little bit longer. That's fine. I was curious if what they had in the back could defeat Charizard. So I probably should have tried to take out Glassbeer, but I knew that if Glassbeer missed twice, like there's technically a weird way that I could win this. Not with that, not with that. GG's. Okay. Hey, this is also a Goodra team. With Lapras, Raichu, yeah, I forget. Why do I always forget the name of that one? Gastrodon, Vaporeon, Helios. It's quite an interesting team. Megumin. Not Megumi from Crash Team Racing. So I actually decided that I can probably just lead Charizard Torkoal here because I have max overgrowth. There's no guarantee that it's going to do enough. They actually switch in Goodra. I wonder if they were expecting me to use max overgrowth. Or Solar Beam. Maybe it's like Solar Beam Torkoal. If I did have Solar Beam Torkoal, that'd be pretty cool. But I've rarely ever used it when I actually had it. Go, big Stronk. Okay. Okay. I mean, we need that chip though. Ah. Weakness policy Charizard, no. I mean, weakness policy Lapras. Yep. So I started finagling. I started being a big finagler. Cause that's what you gotta do when things aren't going well. You gotta reset the board and know how to do things that just might work. So I'm gonna max guard. And I'm gonna switch in really big boom. Let's see it. Oh! Oh! That actually makes sense. And I completely forgot that I was just gonna be faster than Lapras anyways. But they have water, they probably have water absorb though, right? So that's a good, like, double tech, and I'm gonna use Wildfire this turn solely to set up the Wildfire. And that's all. Grassy Glib. So we took out the biggest threat on the field. They actually don't surf and they use Sludge Bomb. AV Rillaboom though. Okay. Okay. They also have Air Balloon Raichu. I was thinking big here. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I made a ultra double triple decker big play. And I say to myself, technically they could get a knockout either way. If I play this wrong. So what I'm going to do is double switch. Boom. Reset the weather. Get Raichu on the field in case they use an electric move. Right. So actually, I could have just left Charizard on the field, apparently. And gone for a knockout, I guess. So I figured here, if I fake out Goodra, actually, assuming Raichu only has electric moves and can't do a lot of damage, I just fake out Goodra and use Eruption, right? Like, okay, they're playing well. My last opponent played very well too, honestly. These people have been really testing this team. Chip damage. So they could switch back in Raichu. Assuming that they're not going to. We just nuzzled Goodra. Nice. Okay. Okay, okay. I would have liked a heat wave there. It's not going to be enough. So let's see if they switch out for Raichu. They've been playing very well. They've been playing very well. Uh-oh. There it is. Oh, God. Okay. So we got Charizard and Rillaboom. The good thing is, though, is we have Rillaboom. And Rillaboom has a priority move. Because Charizard is, Raichu is the fastest thing in the field. Except for Rillaboom. Because Rillaboom is strong. Rillaboom plays the stomps. I had to figure all the numbers in my head for this one. Like, okay, so I attack this person, and I do this, and then because there is definite lose conditions right now. Like, very, very definite lose conditions if I don't do the right thing. That actually could have been a misplay to some degree, almost. Because they do have Fake Out. That's the problem. Okay, so no, that's why it wasn't a bad play, because they have Fake Out. That was the safest thing I could have done. So now, we just Grassy Glide Raichu, and hope we don't miss Air Slash. Don't hit ourselves. Gastrodon can't do nothing about that. They made us fight for that one. But that's 3 wins. That's 3 wins. And 1 loss. But 1 loss that I could have won if I made the right leads. And that's what's important. Because as weird as this team looks, it can do it. And try out one of my teams. If you didn't see my last video, I highly suggest checking it out. Ooh, they have Assault Vest Goodra. Oh my god. Lightning Rod, Brick Break, Speed Swap, and Fake Out. I'll be honest, this is probably one of the more interesting teams that I've faced. And clearly I had to fight very hard to beat it, but I did. So they have a lot of Pokemon that can be next to each other and not take damage from each other. Like, they just use Surf and then all their people don't get hit by it. Storm Drain, Dry Skin, Water Absorb, the Lightning Rod, Sap Sipper. Yeah, those are all interesting things for sure. So that was the beginning of Series 9. Hope y'all enjoyed, and we will just have to see what team I feel like using next. I'm probably actually just going to keep using this one to see what happens, but if I get too demotivated with it, I'm going to switch to one of the other teams. So we'll see, but hope you enjoyed, and till next time.